Anderson, what a move! Tim Duncan from three-point line!
You're only half happy, or
Still to be happy about.
you're up 2-0?
The job's not finished.
Brings the crowd to its feet with a big smile. And the Lakers are the 2000 NBA champions.
I spent some time watching the new Tony Parker documentary from Netflix this week, and it got me thinking. We really don't talk about this guy relative to the amount of success he had. I mean, Kobe straight up says in this thing that he doesn't have more championships because of Tony Parker, and he was routinely a top point guard in the league as part of a dynasty. He even managed to win Finals MVP on a team with a prime Tim Duncan in 07. Speaking of which, has anybody ever actually looked at what he did that series in detail? Because he flat out terrorized multiple Cavalier defenders on what was a great defensive team throughout the regular season. However, this was very clearly a terrible matchup for Cleveland in a series. First, the basics. Parker posted 25 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists on 57% from the field and 3. They couldn't take any part of his game from him. Of course, this was shortly after the summer that he chose to revamp his jump shot, and it was on full display here, opening up his game for whatever he felt like doing on any particular play. He had multiple options off of any pick action because he was lightning fast and the jump shot was pure. He got loose in transition later in the series, and completely washed Cleveland's guards and any one-on-one situation using that blinding speed. Knowing that, let's take a look in detail at how Parker completely controlled this series regardless of the defender, and ultimately led the Spurs to a sweep for their 4th championship in 8 years. So it might sound hilarious, but one thing I've forgotten about Tony Parker through all this time is just how fast he is, or how fast he was. And so anytime the Cavaliers gave him open space, he just attacked. You see right here, this is really terrible defense on the Cavaliers' part. You got Larry Hughes angled the wrong way, giving him baseline, and nobody has their head turned towards Tony Parker. Drew Gooden's looking the other way. I can't tell the quality if this is Pablo Vic or Z, but it doesn't matter. Everyone is looking in. Look at this blow by, just gone immediately. And this right here, Larry Hughes on the floor, just dragged. This is a visual representation of Tony Parker and what he did to them this series. Tony Parker and the Spurs put Zydrunas Ilgauskas in hell this series with pick action because they just didn't know how to guard it. So you see right here, Ilgauskas is gonna pretty much come out all the way. This was almost a switch, right? You've got LeBron on Tim Duncan, you've got Ilgauskas. I'm just gonna say Z. You got Z out here practically giving Tony Parker the mid-range. But they don't really know what they want to do. LeBron is trying to recover here. Z's trying to get back to Tim Duncan. That just leaves a wide open pass. But although that's very basic, this is the one thing he was doing that killed him the entire series, is making very quick decisions. Look, when you watch this in full speed, it takes him no time to see this. Z comes out right there. It paint wide open once again. Cavaliers defense, nobody rotates over to Tim Duncan. Gooden's looking confused after the play. In the final game, you're going to see Tony Parker just absolutely destroy them in transition with scoring, but this time it's his passing, his point guard duties. Look at this. Dribble, dot. My goodness, bro. That's more difficult than it looks. That's a bounce pass. That's a moving bounce pass between defenders going full speed. The defense here is going to let Elson get out in front of him. Dude's running like a deer. He's got Gooden beat and just places that perfectly. Could have been stolen, but probably not with Tony throwing it. Once again in pick action, Big Z just in absolute hell. So right here, Z is dropping, but you've also got Larry Hughes trying to recover while Z is dropping, and he's paying no more attention to Tim Duncan. Hey, you've got a Hall of Fame, possibly the greatest power forward of all time, just hanging around here, rolling to the paint, and nobody's looking. Larry Hughes is trying to recover. The defense actually took itself out here, as you see, because Z's not paying any attention to Tim Duncan. Nobody's on the same page here, and Tony Parker, again with the speed, is going to take advantage of that. Z is going to run Varejao over, and look who's open. Yo, honestly, at some points in this series, it really looks as if a professional team is playing an amateur team. It's ridiculous. Look at this. And again, that's Tony's speed and vision. But come on, now that's embarrassing. It looks even more ridiculous from this angle, how both of them are following Tony and just have no clue what they actually want to do against Parker. His speed has got them all messed up. This is one of the few offensive plays you're going to see throughout the series where they've got LeBron James as the defender on Tony Parker in pick and rolls, and you see they've got LeBron doing somewhat of the same thing when they're hanging back. They're trying to, specifically in this case, you want LeBron, he's a bigger defender, probably a bit quicker, take away those Tony Parker drives. Problem is, this man gave them hell from the mid-range. You'll probably see it in the offensive section if I haven't showed it yet, but giving Tony mid-range shots in this series was no better than having him just knife through the defense. And if you're the Cavaliers, that really hurts you here, because what do? You don't want Z as the you don't want Z in drop coverage, and you would rather have LeBron there absolutely meeting him, but Still, there's really just not good options here. And LeBron, even with the late contest, that was kind of decent. You see they wanted to attack this anytime that they could. There's going to be a great screen by Tim Duncan here. Hughes is trying to get around. Z is trying to give him time to get around, but he was just too slow. Honestly, he should have been played off the floor in this series. He was way too slow to be out here. Not like the Cavaliers had many other options, especially when you talk about what he could probably bring to them on offense. But if you're trying to give Hughes time to recover, Parker's just way too fast for this. And he's playing with Tim Duncan, so they're both open. Look how many options they had here. Parker could have easily pulled up for a mid-range shot, more than likely. Could have even gotten fouled from Larry Hughes there. They could just do whatever they wanted here. Parker could do whatever he wanted. Same thing here. They've got LeBron as the primary defender. He's just going to move a little bit off ball. Looks like he was going to try to use a Tim Duncan screen, but he didn't. And when they had LeBron on him, he just settled for the mid-range, which in this series, again, it just wasn't really settling. It looks like LeBron was anticipating him going baseline or some type of screen action with Tim Duncan, but great off-ball movement by Tony here. Great misdirection. Got him a wide open jumper. When I said it looked like the pros were playing an amateur team, this is what I meant. Look at this. No one's guarding Tim Duncan. Tony Parker goes under his legs. Now, come on, bro. This can't happen in a final series. How do you lose the greatest power forward of all time? Well, how you do it is Z and Gooden not on the same page here. Just like zombies, just walk away. Gooden's like, what the hell are you doing? And Tony's not even taking this seriously. He just kind of nonchalantly just places that right under Larry Hughes. And that's an and one. This move you're about to see, Tony Parker specifically talked about in his documentary. This little push shot, basically a floater, off both legs. And it was specifically designed for him to get over bigger defenders. And that's exactly what it does here. Once again, LeBron, the primary defender. You've got Varejao down there instead of Z this time, so maybe a little bit more mobility, but once again, Tony Parker just extremely crafty. One dribble inside, and look how quick he's able to get off his feet from the time he takes this dribble to the time he puts the shot up. You don't see many people with this in their arsenal. You haven't really seen it much since Tony Parker. Just one, and it's already up. You really didn't have time to react. Nobody down there had time to react. If he goes off one leg here, Varejao might have time to step up. LeBron might be able to get a piece of that, but with the two legs, it's all one motion. That's just gorgeous. Slight variation of the pick action here. They've got Varejao guarding it instead of Z once again, and Z was not the only person Tony Parker was putting in hell here. So look at this. This is masterful. He's going to angle Larry Hughes towards Tim Duncan and just attack. Easy. It's like a blur. That is so ridiculous. But you see how he set him up here, right? It's pretty basic. He's moving left, and Hughes knows this screen is coming. He tries to get out in front of it. He tries to take it away, but the problem is there's no help to take Tony's drive away, and LeBron tries to get there. He actually got there, and Tony Parker just with the reverse. Yeah, Parker was what we refer to in NBA 2K21 Rec as a demon. So by this point, a little bit later in game 2, LeBron James is actually fearful of Tony driving, and he uses that against him straight to his push shot. Easy. You see, he actually tries to jump a passing lane here. That was a beautiful pass by Ginobili because it looked like it was going to Bowen. Bowen was wide open in the corner. And great little hesitation right here. Parker looked, he probably had a shot there, but he got a more efficient one. Forced LeBron to come out. He's on his heels. Defense is on his heels. And once again, not allowing LeBron to get to it. If he goes up with a one-leg floater, Braun might get that, but this two-leg floater right here, this is special. That really kept opponents off balance. And our next guest to be sent to hell is Sasha Pavlovic. Now, his defensive stance is he's already cooked, bro. He's like, bro, why does Mike Brown have me out here on this guy? They've had LeBron on him and it's done nothing. And Parker just made quick work of this, so he didn't waste any type of time with this. One under the leg, yank, already gone, help, wide open shot in the corner. And just from the way the floor is set up from the jump, this is a very easy read for Parker. He's going to cut in. Pavlovic is going to offer no resistance. That's going to force all the help. That forces Z to come over and help. That forces, I believe that's Damon Jones to come over and help on Z's man. And that leaves a wide open corner shot. Hello there, Booby Gibson. It's your turn. Going to drive you into the screen and reject it. Draw and help. Bounce pass. 2 points. Oh my goodness. Textbook. Once again, simple misdirection. You got Gibson attached to the screen, and you got Gooden fully anticipating Parker coming out on this side. And so he's able to use his speed to abuse. Just drag everybody inside. You've already got a cutter right here, back door. And what are they going to do? They're going to let him hit a jump shot. They're going to let him do one of those two-legged floaters that he'd already been abusing them with. I mean, he's got multiple options right here. And he does what a point guard is supposed to do. So you can clearly see the defense here is geared to stop Tony drives. The only problem is they've got Gibson out here on an island. So you can have all this help ready for Tony, but what you don't have is a capable defender. And Parker recognizes this. This is the same basic move. Under the legs, straight to his right hand. He did this multiple times, but look how effective it is. Look at this, he's got Gibson all twisted right here. Not only that, but he's got Gibson as a shield basically by Drew Gooden. So Gooden had to contest from under the rim. Meanwhile, Parker's, he's not even in the key yet. That's just a simple floater. Something here to me looks like the Cavaliers knew they lost this series, yet this is game 3 and they're only down by 2, but just the defense on the pick and roll is so poor. You got Daniel Gibson here. Once again, great screen by Tim Duncan, but Gooden's activity, ironically, is not good. I mean, I don't know how much you can blame him. Parker does stutter a little right here. It's kind of hard to tell exactly where he's going with his speed because we've seen multiple times his right to left, left to right. It's a killer. So he could easily be headed this way. And it seems that's what LeBron is geared towards here. But instead, just use the pick. And Gooden is just like, fuck it. He just, either that or this very late reaction time here. Parker's already getting into a shot by the time Gooden even motions that way. And once again, mid-range killer. Welcome to the party, Eric Snow. So this time we've got something different. First of all, this different camera angle. This is like pre-rail cam, but check it out. You're gonna get the pick here. Actually, because of Snow going over it, Duncan is going to slip. But check it out. They're now following him. They're damn near trying to double Tony Parker. They got Z here. You've got Eric Snow trying to make sure that, you know, Z is not going to recover. He's not going to be fast enough to recover. So maybe try to tip a pass. But Parker is just way too good. All right. I don't know if you saw it, but he created separation on 2 guys here. So you already know you got Big Z on you, and he's big and slow. So stop on a dime. I'm pretty sure that was under the legs, like behind his back, under the legs. Just stop on a dime and look at Z and Snow right here. They're both in hell. They're leaning, they're off balance, little sidestep from Tony, and that is yet another mid. Well, deep too, but this right here is just that great Spurs basketball. So once again, basic Tim Duncan pick, and both of them are following, but he's going to get his 2-handed floater here, but you got to check out what Alberto did. See, because by this point, it doesn't matter what these two, whoever these two are right here, this time it's Gooden and Gibson. No matter who you replace these guys with on the Cavaliers, they're not fast enough. They're not good enough defenders. If it's LeBron, Tony's just going to get the mid-range, so he's beat both of them. Nobody's worried about Tim Duncan, but check out Alberto. Alberto's actually taking away the help here by semi-boxing out. He took away that contest, and of course, Pavlovic is going to reach in. Doesn't matter though. Tony Parker, this two-legged floater specifically designed for getting over bigger defenders, and Z was still able to get there, but that move was just entirely too potent. If I'm Boobie Gibson here, we can't be friends no more. You got me out here with Tony Parker. Who's looking at Tony Parker though? Z is looking at an action here. Gooden, I don't know what he's doing. Pavlovic is pointing, I guess, like help that man, but nobody can help, and LeBron's just chilling. Well, he's got the corner man over here, of course, but like, this is just an easy take. With his speed, Tony Parker could beat nearly anybody on that floor one-on-one. Now, this was also great recognition by Parker to create that situation, because there is action going down here between, I believe that's Alberto and Tim Duncan, so it completely takes the focus away from Tony Parker. And sorry, that is Alberto, and just completely takes advantage of it. Tony Parker's just testing what he can get away with now. Duncan, the screen, one way, yank. Wide open jumper. He was just having fun at this point. The series is over. See, because the Cavaliers are back to what they were doing at the beginning of the series. You got Z here dropping. Gibson is clearly, he clearly does not have the facilities for this. It's proven by this point. So run him all the way into the screen. He's going to try to get over. And that right to left, deadly. There's nobody there. That's an open jump shot for Tony Parker. Of course, Pavlovic makes an effort to slap at it, but really, this is just beautiful Spurs basketball. Manu's going to take the double and move the floor one way, so Tony's got a dot, an absolute bullet. So Alberto is going to slip the screen as Varejao is coming over. LeBron's going to be forced to help. Then Manu is going to take the double, and then he's just going to send the ball like chess pieces, right? Really treating the Cavs defenders like chess pieces here, because the ball goes this way. LeBron's got to get ready for what's on this side of the floor. They're outnumbered over there. Once Gooden rotates, they're outnumbered, so you got to get to that corner, and Parker just immediately recognizes the situation, just took the Cavaliers apart, every one of them. I told y'all in the first quarter that Tony Parker eventually gets loose in transition, and he just seeks Daniel Gibson out here, in and out, goodbye, thank you. Again, this one, just a testament to his speed and control here. Look at this in and out, this is so crisp. He got Daniel Gibson twisted, bro. Oh my goodness, he did not want to be out there by game 4. So the Cavaliers are finally tired of Tony's trickery, so Gooden is going to hop out here on the right side of the pick, because routinely Tony Parker has been running guys into screens and going the other way. But look what you've given him here. You've given the fastest guy on the floor, possibly the fastest guard on the floor, definitely a wide open lane. That's an easy take. That's a good screen by Ori. But look at the craftiness here. LeBron is coming over to help. He's gonna leave off the left foot. and go with the right hand on the left side. If he goes up with the left here, LeBron could possibly block that. Going up with the right, I think that increases the chances for a foul in that situation. It's no matter though, LeBron wasn't coming for that anyways. They were cooked by this point. You know, it sounds cliche to say a team just didn't have an answer for a player, but the Cavaliers seriously didn't. They tried all their big men and pick and roll coverage, put LeBron on him a few times, attempted to take away his drives, and there just wasn't one situation he couldn't find his way around. But you never hear anybody talk about this Finals performance, likely because by the TV ratings, it was one of the least watched in history, and the Spurs were right in the primes of their boring stereotype. I don't know though. By the footage, Tony Parker looked anything but boring. And if you didn't find this video boring, you can hit the like button, comment, and sub for more, and hit the bell next to my channel name if you want notifications every time a new video drops. Also consider giving the weekly podcast that I do on the second channel a listen. The link to that is in both the comment section and the description. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.